Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get ready to suck it! Woo! The champ is here!
Buckle up. It's time for a drive-by.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Jackson.
Near Fall Nation, say hello to the bald guy, and welcome to another episode of Drive By with Shooter. Thanks for checking us out, episode 26. Before I go into my weekly wrestling tirade, talking about everything that I love about wrestling and hate about wrestling and what I want to see different in professional wrestling, I'm going to start this week. I just have to say this. If you know me, if you know me personally, if you know me from listening to this show, if you know me from the Near Fall Network that me and the King of Nerds and the High 5 and MFer have started, we super kick party our way out of the other site and started this from scratch on our own. We're clawing and fighting to get back to where we were. If you followed me for any of that time, you know that I don't like to get political. I don't want to talk about religion. I want to talk about pro wrestling. I want to be as PC about it as I can. And everything else within the world that is real world, I just leave that where it is. I know we've had stuff happen since we have been a team, us, the elitists. I know we've had stuff happen when we were a team at the other spot, the low spot, and we've touched on things. You know, King of Nerds touched on being touched by and affected emotionally by the loss and suicide of Chris Cornell of Soundgarden. I too was affected by that, but he touched on it, and it's just something, you know, people who know me personally knew that affected me. He wanted to share that, so he did, and that's awesome. I try to steer away from things like that, even when that's not politically motivated at all. The whole point I'm bringing this kind of stuff up, guys, is we had a tragedy this past week in Las Vegas when a shooter, or at least this is what we're being told, and please, I know I go by the hashtag shooter. This kind of all comes in full circle. When a crazy madman, he's a terrorist no matter how you look at it. Anyone that does something like this is a terrorist. Decided to open fire on a concert, a crowd of people that were there to have fun, a crowd of people who were there to forget their troubles, enjoy themselves, enjoy their friends, their family, and enjoy music and a beer and just all the fun that comes with going to a live concert. I don't care what kind of, I'm not a country fan, don't care. You go there to have fun. I go to a heavy metal show to have fun, or a rock concert to have fun. Country fans go to a country concert to have fun, and that is what we're supposed to do, and we are supposed to feel safe. This asshole decided to use this as a time to kill people. I don't know why. I don't even care why. It sickens me to no end to think that, you know, a husband and wife went to that concert and one of them's coming home alone, or a family went to that concert and could have lost a son or daughter, a father or mother. It's disgusting. And I'm so sick of seeing it politicized and being made into a gun control issue or this issue, that issue, a Trump issue, an Obama issue. I don't care. Listen, bottom line. You know how I keep things on my show. You know I run a ship. You know I have certain guidelines that I run this show. I try to be as PC as possible, but this is just to my point where it drives me nuts. People, Americans, worldwide, but Americans, I'm talking to you. Can we please stop killing each other? Stop killing each other. It's heartbreaking and disgusting. And that's the end of my rant. No more than 5 minutes. And I'm sorry to go that way. And I'm sorry to start the show that way. If you tuned out, I get it. But I hope you didn't. Because I got a good, short, concise talk for you guys. I'm going to keep this simple today and get to a few points I want to make. Because we got a big weekend coming up in WWE. We've got another pay-per-view. And I want to talk about that just a little bit. And I want to talk also about some other things that occurred on Raw and some things we might be building to. Are we going to see Sister Abigail? Or is this a big ploy? This past week on Monday Night Raw, we got a furthering of the Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt storyline. And I have very mixed feelings about this for a couple reasons. I don't know why this feud is still going on. Bray's lost twice. If this was to continue, then, he lost to the Demon at SummerSlam. I fully think they just wanted the Demon to come back at SummerSlam. That was his last appearance when he won the Universal Championship and then was injured. So I guess I get that. And Balor should have won that. Absolutely. The Demon can't be beat right off the bat, and I am totally for that. So we get to the man versus man match, which we decided we're going to continue this storyline. And it's funny because, the Bray Balor story kind of stopped and started when the whole shakeup happened. And we didn't think we were going to get it. Then we got it, and it culminated at SummerSlam with the Demon arrival. And then we thought maybe that would be it. And then we get it again. Okay. I like watching these guys work together, so I can get down with that. I'm good with Balor versus Wyatt right now. So we get the man versus man match at the previous pay-per-view. I'm currently drawing a blank on which pay-per-view that was. No Mercy. No Mercy. That's right, because the last professional broadcaster, Sam Roberts himself, who was on the panel for the pre-show, called it No Way Out like 17 times on his podcast, and it was hilarious. Anyway, I digress. If that guy can make a mistake, then I sure as hell can. Anyway, so we get the man versus man match. We get regular old James Dean collar flip Finn Balor against Bray Wyatt. And what does common sense tells you? That if this is going to continue, Bray wins, and then Demon has to come back out. If it's not going to continue, then Finn wins and we bury the feud. Finn won, but the feud continues. And it's weird, and it's confusing. But okay, I'll give it a shot. So, we get the continuation of this, and it's going to probably come to a head at the TLC pay-per-view that will be 2 weeks from tomorrow. But we get this promo from Bray on Raw this past week that includes the name and the likeness and the idea of Sister Abigail. And what does this mean? He wants Finn to meet, or she wants to meet Finn, I think is the way it was worded. And we get the smoke and mirrors and all this stuff. And then dirt sheets start to report that Paige could play. And actually, you know what? Before I even saw it on the dirt sheet, let me give a shout out to the Nearfall Network's very own high-fiving November. Because on his Raw recap, which is immediately following Monday Night Raw, on our Facebook page, on the Facebook live stream, if you're not watching it, you don't know what you're missing. But he does a high-fiving party, and he kind of recaps the high points of Raw, kind of skipping down to things that maybe we didn't need to know or didn't really catch his attention. Sorry for the cheap plug, but it's there. So he brought up, actually, the idea of Paige being Sister Abigail. And I apologize, he does have commenters and people who watch live. If one of them brought it up and he touched on it, that might have been it too. But I can't remember. But anyway, the idea was brought up on that show. And then I actually saw it the next day in dirt sheets, on sites, wrestling sites, this, that, and the other, about Paige possibly being Sister Abigail. I thought, okay, I heard she was going to SmackDown, but I'm totally down with that. She could probably use a distraction when she comes back, something to kind of take away from the idea of what she did and was. I don't even want to say it like that. That's not fair. She didn't really do anything that she meant for anyone to see. So I don't blame Paige. Please, I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying she could have used something to distract from her coming back and getting negative effects of what has happened to her. So I was all for it. And then about 2 days later, maybe even the next day, nope, we hear almost, I want to say, like, it's reported with such fever that it's true, that Wyatt is going to have an alter ego. Wyatt is going to be Sister Abigail. Wyatt is going to don some other persona as Finn does when he becomes the Demon King. And I'm really, really, really torn on this idea. I don't know if it's the right move. I don't know if it's really what the people want to see. I think the idea of somebody we know playing Sister Abigail is good. I think the idea of someone we might not be 100% familiar with playing Sister Abigail is also a solid idea. I'm not sure if the idea of Bray Wyatt having an alter ego is such a good idea. If it wasn't Finn's thing, then maybe I could roll with it. And if Sister Abigail wasn't something that was touched on way, way, way long time ago, I could maybe go with it. But Sister Abigail has been teased and kind of toyed with and brought into light so many, many times. And now it's like, well, now we've got this thing with Finn. We can do that. We can bring Sister Abigail in. It'll be a little... I don't know how I feel about this, guys. On one hand, I think it could be really cool. But on the other hand, I think this could be absolutely disastrous. Bray Wyatt's character is in such a weird state of flux these days. You know, I hate to use the word buried, but this guy just can't get a break. And we're talking about a guy who was the WWE champion, but he never got a rematch when he lost it. He, got shipped over to Raw, and he was doing great on SmackDown. They were like, well, wait, we can't have that happen. Let's put you on Raw so you can get lost in the shuffle, which is what everybody said would happen, and it's exactly what happened, at least in my opinion, and I'm sure most of you would agree with me. So now we got this, we're toying with the idea of a Sister Abigail, and then it's kind of pretty much shut down with saying, hey, this isn't actually going to be a Sister Abigail. It's just going to be another form of Bray Wyatt, which is really confusing because, Sister Abigail, I would assume, is a female. Bray Wyatt is not. So I don't know where we're going with this at all. I love the idea of Paige being Sister Abigail. I love the idea of some other female superstar being Sister Abigail. I love the idea of the lights going out, Bray being gone, and a female being in his place and kicking the crap out of Finn Balor because, of course, she catches him by surprise. The lights go on. She's gone. Balor's down. Bray picks him up, hits him with his finisher, the Sister Abigail, and wins the match. Now we have a whole new story to tell. Now maybe we see a rebuilding of the Wyatt family. I mean, good Lord, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, we need missing posters for those guys because God knows where they are. And they're not doing anything on SmackDown. Bray's doing pretty much nothing on Raw, at least his career is. Bring the Wyatt family back. Let them be what they could be. The Wyatt family has such potential. Let them be what they could be. This is one thing that I just find so frustrating, and I try so hard to talk positively about WWE, and I give them credit when they do something good, but this is something that they're doing very, very bad with, is Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt. All three very talented men, and none of them are doing anything relevant. And two of them aren't even on TV. So with this whole Sister Abigail thing, I don't know. Like, Bray did the whole magic trick at WrestleMania, and it didn't work. You put maggots and worms on the ring in your match, or in his match. WWE did it, however you want to say it. They did this, and it didn't work. It did absolutely nothing. He lost the damn match and lost the championship to Randy Vanilla Orton. Like, why do spooky voodoo magic if it's not going to work? Seems like a waste of resources to me. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a podcaster that gets like 5 views a week, 5 listens a week. So hey, what the hell do I know? Guys, stick around. I want to touch on something. I want to kind of comment on a situation on SmackDown and put my final stamp or final nail in it and see where we go from here, guys, because it's a really confusing time for SmackDown Live. Stay right there. We'll be right back. We have a big weekend, guys, with the return of Hell in the Cell. Not that it went anywhere, but last year it was a Raw pay-per-view. This year it's a SmackDown pay-per-view, and I'm not going to go over it in depth because that's for the High Fiver on Sunday, and you will see that tomorrow if you check out our Facebook page. But what I want to say about it is just a few brief things. First and foremost, I'm pumped for Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. You know, as King of Nerds presented in the SmackDown, I'm with him. I can't believe this zombie storyline has gone so far with Shane dying in a helicopter crash and now he's a zombie. It's amazing. It's great work by WWE. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I really like it. King of Nerds is totally right. So I can't wait to see where this ends. It's going to be awesome. That being said, I want to touch not just on the pay-per-view, but I want to touch on SmackDown Live itself. SmackDown Live was the best show on WWE. It was, for a main roster show, I mean, NXT is its own special thing, but it beat Raw. It was better than Raw after the first draft, the first split of the roster. It was better. It let new characters develop. It let new talent develop. It let the cream rise to the top, which is what it should do and what it's great for. You know, Miz career resurgent there, and Alexa Bliss built into this amazing female athlete superstar, multiple time women's champion. You had Bray Wyatt, as I just mentioned earlier, win the WWE Championship on SmackDown Live. You had AJ freaking Styles prove every hater and doubter wrong and show that he was the face that runs the place and the champ that runs the camp. And now we have empty arenas. And I don't mean empty. It's not like Dire Straits, guys, but for the longest time, I see these pictures of the hard cam side of the arena and it's blacked out and there's not very many people there, or at least it looked pretty empty on that side. And I kind of played it off. Like, it is what it is. Come on, guys. This is the hard cam side. They don't fill it up because they don't. They don't fill that side up. However, I had some people, King of Nerds, talk to a couple friends of his that research things like this and are number guys, and attendance is down. It's down. There's no arguing it. It is down. Albeit maybe said it's down significantly. That being said, I have to give the pictures more relevance, more credence, more. I have to put a little bit more, trust behind these photos of the hard cam side being so empty. But I also have to say that there's a reason for that. And I have stuck up for this guy on the steroid accusations. I was all behind, let's give someone new an opportunity. I'm good for that. I'm happy for that. But I've said it kind of vaguely in a couple of these reviews, but I'm putting it officially on this podcast. The Jinder Mahal experiment has failed. And it hasn't just failed. It has failed miserably. I'm saying this, and I'm talking about the character Jinder Mahal. I'm not talking about the man who plays him. I'm not talking about the people who play the Singh brothers. I'm not talking about the actual human beings that live. I'm talking about the characters that WWE has created and told us is the champion, with his buddies hanging out and causing him to win every match. Listen, Jinder Mahal as a champion has failed miserably. It reflects in the number of butts in the seats to watch the show. It reflects in the ratings. It reflects in the fact that he's buried in like the 8:30 time slot when you're the frickin' WWE champion. This is not any championship belt. This is the championship belt. This is the Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage championship belt. This is the Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. I'm not sure if you are understanding what I'm saying, but this is the title, the championship that is known worldwide. This is the title of titles. And this guy has not only destroyed it, he has destroyed SmackDown, and in turn is starting to destroy the company that we love. And it's not on him. It's on creative. It's on the writing. He's not very serviceable in the ring, so it's partially him. But I can't even, when this started, it was brought to kind of said and kind of presented in a way that, look, WWE is doing a tour of India. They just opened up a shop in India, and they want to promote the fact that they're a global company. And hey, I totally get that. I understand it from a marketing standpoint. It makes total sense. But when it starts affecting your business in the States, which is your bread and butter, that is where you make your money, you're based in the United States, then you need to say, maybe this isn't worth it. The other thing that drives me nuts about this is I thought the India tour was supposed to happen in September. So I actually thought, well, at least we get through September, we can get the belt off of this guy and put it on someone else. Listen, guys, I don't think Shinsuke is going to win this title, because I'm now finding out this damn India tour is not happening until December, which in my estimation means the soonest Jinder Mahal is going to drop this title is frickin' Royal Rumble, guys. I don't know if SmackDown Live can sustain it that long. Rumble's in January. Let's see. We've got October, November, December. That's 3 months. And then I'm not sure when the Rumble is in January, but we've got at least 3.5 months with Jinder holding this belt left in the reign of Jinder Mahal. And dear God, I don't know if I can take it anymore. I went from giving this guy a chance to, God, I can't wait until he gets this championship off of his waist, because I'm starting to resent the fact of how bad it is. I'm a Shinsuke fan, and I literally don't even care that they are fighting each other anymore, because I don't think Shinsuke is going to win. I've been convinced that this is a marketing tool, and until that damn India tour is over, no offense to India, until that damn India tour is over, Jinder's our champ, guys. He's literally the Indian Brock Lesnar right now. Lesnar's keeping the Universal title till WrestleMania 34, and Jinder's keeping it till this damn India tour is over, and I'm at a loss for words. I feel like this is killing my show, because I loved Raw, but SmackDown was the show that I got the most enjoyment out of, if that makes any sense. It had the best wrestling, it had better storytelling, it had better storylines, and Raw is head and shoulders above it now. Head and shoulders. And I mean, the competition's good. They should have competition within, but it's not even a close race with Jinder as champion. And the fans are responding and showing everybody that they don't like what they see. And I just can't imagine that no one's noticing this in the office. And I can't believe they're sticking so hard to this plan that they literally don't seem to care. And it quite frankly scares the ever-living shit out of me. What are we in for? I don't know. But can we sustain a Jinder Mahal championship reign through January? I sure hope so. Something interesting has to happen. I mean, I'm hoping the payoff is that Nakamura eventually gets the one-up. I don't know how we can keep continuing the storyline with poor Nakamura. Like, my fear is that Nakamura is going to lose again, and he's just going to get lost back in a shuffle and disappear till AJ takes the title off of him. Not that I don't want AJ to be WWE champion, but I want so much, if we're getting the Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns Universal Championship match at WrestleMania 34, which I'll tell you a little secret, guys, I'm totally okay with that too. I also want the AJ Nakamura WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. And all that means is one of those two has to win the title off of Jinder, and the other has to win the Royal Rumble. And we can set this table for an epic WrestleMania 34. I'm crossing my fingers that that is the end result of this absolute catastrophe of a Jinder Mahal title run. It's failed, and I'm totally done with it. Guys, we got a big weekend. Hell in a Cell is this weekend. Check out our very own High Five and MFer Sunday afternoon, and you will get a brief rundown of the pay-per-view and some of his predictions and some of our predictions. As I've said before, if you're a Near Fall Network MVP, you can get in on our pick'ems, and you can do that by subscribing to the YouTube channel and liking and following the Facebook page and screenshotting both of those and message us on Facebook. Let us know that you did that, and you will be added to the group chat, and you will get predictions in. We only have a limited number of spots, so I'm probably going to say the first 10 that do that can get into this. And this is an ongoing thing, so, keep doing it, get in. If we get a lot of response from this, maybe we'll rotate some people in and out, keep the winners, give other people a chance. We do kind of a admin versus fan deal and see who wins and who does the best pick'ems. So Sunday, High Five and MF are on the Facebook page, Facebook Live. He's going to give you the lowdown on Hell in a Cell and all the predictions. And then I will be back on Monday, probably late Monday evening before Raw starts. I will hopefully have my review of Hell in a Cell posted for all of you guys. Of course, keep tuned into our Facebook page and on our YouTube page. We've got some things coming up on YouTube that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And you never know what you're going to see here on the Near Fall Network. Guys, as I say every week, it's been real, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.